Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton's relationship timeline from co-stars to soulmates. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. 2 stars sat in spinning chairs and thought it was just another day at work, and then life came roaring in with something they never saw coming. Country music stories. They met in April 2014 on The Voice. A pop icon from Orange County sitting a few feet from an Oklahoma hitmaker who had been there since day one. The chemistry that mattered at first was all professional. She learned how the show moved, and he cracked jokes with that slow grin. And it looked like nothing more than friendly TV banter. Off camera, their lives were still tied to other people. She went home to Gavin Rossdale. He went home to Miranda Lambert. It read like 2 lanes running side by side and never crossing. Then the ground shifted in 2015, and both lanes crumbled. Blake Shelton announced a divorce in July, and the news hit the country world like a lightning strike. Gwen Stefani filed her own papers in August, and the headlines rolled fast and mercilessly. In that blurry season, a quiet conversation backstage changed everything. He told the room what he was going through. She felt exposed because she was carrying the same secret. They looked at each other and saw the same storm. He would later say he looked over and saw tears, and that one sentence from her, "I'm going through something very similar," opened a door neither of them planned to walk through. Friendship bloomed in the wreckage. They traded stories that only musicians living on stages and in tabloids can truly understand. There was no grand plan. No scheming, just 2 people bracing against the same wind and finding a handhold. The talks got longer. The laughs got easier. The pain did not vanish, but it softened when they were in the same green room. By fall, the whispers started because the world always notices when 2 broken hearts stand a little closer. November 2015 brought confirmation. Representatives said the quiet part out loud, and the new couple stepped into the light. Country fans stared at the pairing like a magic trick. A ska-pop queen with platinum hair and a cowboy who writes about back roads and stubborn love do not look like a fit on paper, yet there they were, walking through airports and out of SUVs, looking like a couple who might actually work. The first public date on a red carpet came later, but the real debut happened on 1,000 little stages, from football games to Halloween parties, where they looked like 2 people who found peace when they stood together. Early 2016 showed a new kind of domestic. He bought horses because she loved to ride. And nothing says this is real like a cowboy putting a California girl on a mare and grinning while she learns the ropes. The Vanity Fair Oscar party that February turned into a moment she still melts over when asked, because the man who does not do red carpets did that one for her. In every photo, he looks slightly out of his element and happy to be there anyway. She glows like someone who found the soft place to land. Music followed the feelings. They wrote "Go Ahead and Break My Heart" and sang it like 2 people daring the universe to try and shake them loose again. In the years that followed, they kept pairing up on songs that painted their daily life in 3 minutes flat. "Nobody But You" and "Happy Anywhere" rolled across radio and wedding playlists. And country crowds cheered because even if she came from a different world, those choruses felt like home. Later, Purple Irises put another color on their canvas, a love song sung by 2 people who know what it means to choose each other after the storm. There were small moments fans held close. A kiss for the cover of her album thrown up to a crowd from his stage. Her Vegas residency opening night, where she joked about wearing a cowgirl outfit in front of her cowboy. God and timing and gratitude peppered their interviews, as if they both knew how improbable the whole thing looked and how lucky they were to catch it anyway. If there is a single theme to their timeline, it is this. Every season that could have pushed them apart seemed to pull them tighter. She dropped back into The Voice again and again, and every time those red chairs spun, viewers got another chapter. He talked about feeling saved in a way that only someone who has been lost can understand. She talked about grace and healing before engagement could even be considered. They put in the work long before anyone saw a ring. October 2020 brought the question and an answer she posted with a grin and a simple "yes please." He joked that she saved his 2020 and the rest of his life. The proposal was not some industry stunt. It was the right moment, landing on two people who had stopped wondering if the other one felt the same. She admitted she had been a little anxious about the future, which is a wonderfully honest sentence from a woman who has lived under bright lights for decades. He answered the only way he knew how. He asked. They married in July 2021 at his Oklahoma ranch, in a chapel he built where the sky opens wide and the land stretches forever. Carson Daly stood with them and did the honors. He sang a song instead of reading vows, and she posted about dreams coming true. There were roughly 40 people there, which fits them more than any ballroom ever could. The wedding felt less like a spectacle and more like a promise. The California girl with a rocker past and the country boy with a baritone built a home in the middle of America and invited the world to see the first photos after they had already hugged their parents and wiped happy tears. A blended family formed in those years too. Her boys found a bonus parent who took that role seriously. He talked openly about not being first in his own mind anymore, and he meant it enough to step away from his long-running TV job when the time felt right. They joked about their differences yet bragged about their sameness where it counts, the way values line up, even when the playlists and hobbies do not. One likes tractors and garden rows. The other loves lipstick and a great jacket. They meet in the middle on couches, in kitchens, and under Oklahoma stars. Their anniversaries turned into sweet posts. He called her the best thing that ever happened to him, and she called him her dream come true. They surprised each other on stage with cakes and songs, and they kept turning work into another excuse to show up for one another. She brought him on pop stages, and he brought her to the Grand Ole Opry. If you want a snapshot of how far they traveled, watch the night she walked onto that Opry circle and said she was excited and nervous and grateful to be there with him. The room gave her a standing ovation, and the moment stitched one more thread into their unlikely tapestry. For you, they honored each other in speeches that could make a cynic blink. She told a Hollywood crowd he is part of the American dream. He told a different crowd that he stopped counting career milestones after marrying her. It is corny until you see the photos. Then it becomes something else, a simple truth folks in long marriages know well. When your life partner becomes your favorite brag, the rest of your bio stops mattering so much. The timeline also lives in the quiet days that never make headlines. The pandemic tucked them away on the ranch, trying sourdough like the rest of America. They gardened and watched TV in sweatpants and found out how to share a space when the world slowed to a hum. Those details sound ordinary, and that is exactly why they matter. Famous couples crash on the rocks of normal life every day. These two found comfort in it. They celebrated wins and shrugged at labels. She is a pop icon who turned country songs into something that still felt like her. He is a country star who learned the language of No Doubt fans and cheered when she nailed those pop-punk notes on big nights. Together they performed under Christmas trees at Rockefeller Center, traded harmonies at award shows, and proved that a duet can do more than sell records. It can teach two fan bases how to clap for the same thing. There were milestones measured by glittering stars on sidewalks. He got his Hollywood Walk of Fame star, and she took the mic and told the world what she sees when the cameras are not around. Months later, he stood at her ceremony and said she has risen to the top over and over. In both speeches, you'd hear a marriage speaking fluently, each one naming the best parts of the other. There are no perfect people in those stories, only grateful ones. The timeline keeps stretching, because this is one of those pairings that switched from will they make it to of course they will, without anyone noticing the exact day that happened. They still record together and still cheer for each other on red carpets. She posts Valentine's notes with cowboys and hearts. He posts anniversary photos and calls every day since he met her the best day. They release covers of songs that matter to the country canon, like Love is Alive, and they aim for harmony in music because that is how they live. Ask 10 people why this love story caught fire, and you will get 15 answers. Some say the shared heartbreak made them strong. Others point to faith and the way they credit God as the third strand in a rope that does not snap under pressure. A few will tell you the secret sits in that ranch soil where life slows down enough to remember what matters. The truth likely lives in all of it. Two well-known people found something simple and rare and kept choosing it. From that first selfie in 2014 to whispered talks in 2015, from the hot glare of public confirmation to a quiet country wedding, the arc stays steady. They are better together than apart. Every song, every speech, every couch night, every after-party kiss says the same thing. They built a bridge over different genres, different coasts, and different pasts. Then they walked to the middle and set up home. The best part is how normal their highlight reel feels once you peel back the stardom. He surprised her on stage with a cake and a grin while a festival crowd sang happy birthday. She pulled together a bridal shower and squealed into a phone camera because sometimes even icons feel like teenagers when love goes right. He bragged that gardening and a show binge can be magic when you are with your person. She laughed about tractors and Orange County, and how opposites somehow click. They keep finding new firsts. The first time performing Purple Irises at a Super Bowl pre-show rang like a fresh stamp on a well-traveled passport. The first time they walked a CMT red carpet together lit up two genres at once. The first time she stepped inside the Opry circle with him sent a message that her voice belongs wherever he is standing. That is what a timeline is really for. Not just a list of dates, but proof that two lives keep evolving in sync. If you zoom all the way out, what you see is simple. A woman who built one of pop's most distinctive careers, and a man who became one of country's most beloved personalities met at work, suffered at the same time, listened hard, and fell in love. The noise around them got loud, and they kept talking to each other. The world guessed, and they stayed patient. The rings went on, and the chapel doors shut, and they kept building a life that never needed the approval of anyone who did not sit at their table. There will be more milestones, more soft family photos, more surprising songs where steel meets sparkle. There will be seasons where work tugs them in different directions and seasons where they sit on the porch and watch the sun slide down. The timeline will add lines, yet the headline never changes. Two people chose each other, then kept choosing. Folks love to say opposites attract. That is too small for what happened here. These are not opposites. These are complements. He steadied her when the ground moved. She lit him up when the room went dim. Together, they built a trail from a Hollywood soundstage to an Oklahoma chapel. And they keep walking it, hand in hand, like a pair that knows exactly how unlikely this is and exactly how worth it turned out to be. So if you roll your eyes at celebrity love stories, fine. Plenty of those stories deserve it. But this one sits differently. It reads like a country song that met a pop chorus and decided to sing the whole thing together. All heart and no apology. The dates matter. The quotes matter. The music matters. Yet the thing that ties it all together is quieter. It is the way he looks at her when she steps on stage. It is the way she laughs when he makes a cornball joke. It is the steady march from co-workers to confidants to partners to the kind of husband and wife who keep stealing glances a decade later. And that is the best kind of timeline there is. A line you can trace from the moment two people first met to the moment they said yes to forever, with 1,000 little points between where they kept saying yes again. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.